It's Dr. Layla here. I wanted to go over some exercises for your feet and your ankle. I worked out Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, so I had some tightness in my lower legs in the front as well as the back. So I'm going to show you some exercises to just reduce the tension and discomfort. Sometimes plantar fasciitis is very, very painful. That is inflammation of the connective tissue in the bottom of the feet. And some of the things that actually cause that is sedentary lifestyle or being obese, for example, just overweight. If you exercise a lot, like in my case I did, and I really got tight because I was doing jump squats, and that puts a lot of tension overall in the lower leg muscles. In addition, what's really important to notice is that if you have flat feet, or if you roll in where your ankle falls in, or you roll out sometimes even, that puts a lot of tension and tightness on the Achilles tendon, which is, on the back of the ankle, and that can cause plantar fasciitis as well. So it's very painful, and sometimes if they look at an x-ray, there's a bone spur on the heel, and so that first step out of bed in the morning is the most painful, but it's really difficult to walk with that. So these exercises will help with plantar fasciitis, and would help with just even avoiding plantar fasciitis, and it builds proprioception. Proprioception is where your brain knows where the rest of your body is in space. Essentially, we don't bring food to our forehead, we bring it to our mouth, because naturally our proprioception functions well. If someone has neurological problems, and obviously then that proprioception is off. But we start to lose that with balance, or if we're not putting our feet properly aligned when we're walking. So the tip of our toes need to be touching the ground, the heel, and the ball, because those are all balancing centers. So if they're not aligned properly or positioned properly because of bad habits like improper shoes that are really scrunching up the toes together, or just genetics, mostly improper shoes that cause the damage in the feet. So that causes us to lose that balance. And as we get older, obviously we want to make sure that we have as much balance as possible. So let's get started. I'm just going to show you a few of those moves. So one is really simple. You just want to go on your tippy toes and then into your heels, and you can space your arms out so that you have a little bit more balance. You can also bend your knees as well, trying to gain that balance. Tippy toes back into your heels, and you can tell how tight I am with my calves. That causes me to lose my balance as I'm trying to go on my heels, and I should be able to go on my heels. And sometimes you can actually even try to walk with your heels like that, and then on your tippy toes. But a good stretch would be just to hold this position and forward and back. And you want to do that about 10-15 times 3. And of course, if you have a lot of pain or discomfort, a lot of tightness or stress in that area, you can do this almost every day just to reduce the pain and reduce the tension. Very good. The other one is you can do to stretch your calf, is you can actually sit on your leg like this. If you're able to get yourself in this position, if you don't have a lot of knee problems, and just kind of lean in. So the idea is to keep that heel down and then lean into it this way. So that's a really good one. You want to hold that for 30 seconds, or you can do even down dog. With that, you can pedal initially if you're not able to get your heel flat, and so pedaling is good. And then if you're able to, you bring your head forward and then try to put your heels down, and as you do that, you get an incredible stretch in the calf And you want to hold that for about 30 seconds while you're doing deep abdominal breathing. So that's really fantastic. What commonly we don't do is stretch the front of the foot and ankle. So this is really, really good. And you can do one leg at a time, breathing in, breathing out, holding that stretch for 30 seconds, or 3 long, deep abdominal breaths. And each side you want to hold, and you want to repeat this 3 to 6 times, and a couple times a week is a good practice. But if you're in pain, obviously you want to do it every day. The other one is that you can do that same stretch if you don't have knee problems, and just kind of lean back. This is really good for the quads, but you're also getting the front of the lower leg. So this next one is very challenging, so it really takes a little bit of concentration. So you want to put the big toe down and the other toes up, and you want to roll in and roll out. And you might have to bend your knees a little bit, but just focusing on keeping those other toes up as you're rolling in forward and back with a big toe. And your big toe gives you a lot of balance, so it's really important that it's touching and pointing forward. So when you're standing and with the toes slightly spread apart, oftentimes we wear the wrong shoes, which really pushes all of our toes, crams up all the toes, and creates the damage. So that is it. Give that a try and tell me how you do with it. I'll catch you on the next one.